have just graduated or that will be graduating, if you have not found a job yet and there's an internship that you can do, please do so. For the freshmen, this is the collective term. When you are in your second and third year, please look out for internship opportunities because those are good for you. They will go into your CV and later down the line, they can be counted. The third one is that a number of requests have been made. In a function like this, if requests are made by a body, some of them need not be responded. Requests, for example, around issues to do with computer and blocks. What I would say on my part, I will just ask the leadership to see me afterward and we will discuss what are they, is it something within the limit that I can do or not. But here I will not say yes or no. The third one, there was a talk regarding the University of Northern Baragazal. I will not go into depth or go one way or the other, but just to provide some highlights. I think I remember when it was founded in the early days before our independence, it was called the university. But later down the line, when there was a national policy to streamline the educational system and to ensure that some of those institutions that are created need to be more effective. So the leadership at the higher education decided that some universities that used to be universities were downgraded to polytechnics. And there were a number of them. There was the one in Yambio, there was the one in Bentiu, there was the one in Torit, and the one in Awil. These were downgraded, I think it was around 2015, 2016. So there was a national policy. And the whole idea of putting them into a national polytechnics was for them to be specific. They are like a post-secondary school that are intended to train specific vocational projects. You can disagree or not disagree. I will not offer my disagreement. What I want to say, what was the story? If the Ministry of Higher Education at the time decided that they should be polytechnic, but there has been different opinion over time. I think that it is right for us, in a way, if that's the claim, to have the university. But what we can do is do two things. Agree first with what the previous speaker said, but also offer a different opinion. Agreeing in the sense that we need to invest in our primary and secondary schools back home in Awil. That's an area where we cannot disagree. Because it is those institutions or those schools that will feed into the university. Now, the push for the national university need to be maintained. But what we can do is for us to lobby the national government. Because it will not be a community university, it will not be a will just university, it will be a national university that can accommodate students from and within. So therefore, if the criteria are met tomorrow or next day, then we should have it. But if the criteria are not met, then that calls upon us, all of us, to push to ensuring that the criteria are met without blaming one way or the other. This is what I just need to say. I would want to commend the sincere efforts that are being put into creating something bigger for all of us. And that is the Loreto girls, Loreto's sisters